So
Yeah.
you know when they invaded Iraq at the time, they said that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction, right?
Mm.
And for like I'd say a decade, people believed it, right? But then 20 years later, the truth came out that he didn't have weapons of mass destructions.
Yeah.
And then you have American army, them like soldiers themselves saying that we were lied to. And if you see videos on YouTube, there are soldiers who throw away their tags and stuff because they couldn't believe that they've been lied to. Now, I find it amazing and funny how the West can talk about dictatorship, that a lot of these Muslim countries were dictators, right?
Mm.
But what is the term of being a dictator? Now, if you live in a dictatorship, the 1% would have everything and the 99% would be struggling. Now, living in the UK, are we not struggling? We're working day in, day out, but we struggle to get houses or mortgages. Sometimes we struggle to make ends meet. We're working a lot. Us, me and you now, I'm studying, you're doing your apprenticeship, right? Because for the experience. So we're trying to make it. We're trying to do something for ourselves. But it's hard to. Now, obviously, success is something of your mind. If you've limited yourself to success because, oh, it's hard, then you're not going to get further, right? But in those countries like in Iraq, back in the day, in the 80s, and even if we're talking in the 50s, because in the 50s, Iraq were living what the UK was living in 2010. We used to have traffic lights and roundabouts and etc. etc. So
Yeah.
it all like all this life was there before, and even before in the 50s, because I think the West and a lot of English people have this terminology that they think that being Muslim and Muslim women are oppressed, etc., etc., right? And this is because it's being pushed through the media that this is what Islam is. But if you actually just, and don't get me wrong, I don't blame the people. I think it's a lack of knowledge and intelligence. If we look back through history, Islam was the first religion that allowed women to inherit a property.
Mm.
Islam was the first religion that allowed women to study and graduate, type of thing, because that came from those nations. Back in the 50s, obviously, Islam has been around for centuries now, but back in the 50s in Iraq, women used to wear skirts and like polo t-shirts, like you know how they work in the professional work, like in UK in professional workplaces, skirt and a polo, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They used to wear that in the 50s. So it's not like we're backwards, no, but they're trying to portray the backwards seat type of thing.
Mm.